Let's go ahead and start because we don't want to delay too long here. So here we go. We're gonna continue playing Everhood, and where we left off about a week ago, almost, was that we had essentially got to the point where the game presented an option to head down a very long tunnel that the game itself said that it was going to be just a long tunnel to go through, for what I imagine was explained, or I didn't do a ton of research. It was at the time I looked, and it was apparently like some alternate ending thing, but did not spoil myself because I was trying to be good. So, at that time, about a week ago, we came to the conclusion that the curiosity is too great for me not to try it. And also, knowing and understanding that it was a time investment. And also, knowing that it would just sort of felt kind of lame to just check a video on what happens. But the amount of research I did do is that it's about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how fast you can navigate some rocks and stuff. So, at the time, we decided that we would attempt it. I set the time here for the Sunday, and I'm here on this Sunday afternoon, and have sectioned off hopefully no more than 4 hours of my life here, where I will just be walking to the right of this tunnel to see what happens. I'll set save states or save spots to make sure in case something weird funky happens. I've got some music that I've got a video here that I'll hit play in just a second once we get into the actual game to just to carry us under so that I'm not listening to blank. I do want to see. Create a second save slot. I think that's a good thing to do. I don't know. I'm not sure. Also, I'm just now taking a look more at the decorations here. Like, I don't know what this is. This is interesting, but this thing. It looks like these are like. Haven't we seen like the different colored diamonds and stuff as well? And isn't it? And we've gotten like bits of story where there's like something to do about the blue, green, and red things. And I think I have got the red thing, and then that one thing had the blue thing, and then or green thing maybe, and then escaped. So that sucked. I thought I was told that there was no music here. Okay. So let me, I will just hit play on this music. Let me see how loud this ends up being. Just do a low little music there that we got. Alright, let's just walk. Oh, I gotta click back on the game. Alright, 3 or 4 hours of walking and running. We can just chill. We can just chill. We can just, I need to keep running. Okay. Got like multiple screens going on here. Alright, well, let's just run. I may take like an hour or a break every hour, hour and a half for a couple minutes just to stretch my legs maybe if needed, get a drink, go to the restroom. Who knows? We do just be chilling. So the little that I know of is that at some point they introduce like rocks in the path, so you can't just hold right the whole time. It's like a preventative measure. Note to self, you are wasting your time. You have not forgotten anything at the end of this corridor. I'm serious, this corridor is so very, 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 very long. You wrote the sign because you forgot what was at the end. It was not worth it. Remember that every sign has a story behind it. Let me read that again. Note to self, you are wasting your time. You've not forgotten anything at the end of this corridor. I'm serious. This corridor is so very, 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 very long. You wrote the sign because you forgot what was at the end. It was not worth it. Remember that every sign has a story behind it. Great. I feel as if I'm going to be massively clowned upon once I've, by the time we get to the end of this, I'll just be filled with immense regret. But it's fine. Everything will be okay. At least for a while here, I can just hold right and we don't have to... I guess if we see any more signs, we'll read those. At least I have this music. You know, if I was really smart, I would just have like a video playing that I would just let run. Cue it up so I don't actually have to play this. But I do this for you. The true, authentic experience. Of walking to the right. Or running to the right, I guess I should say. So the music I've chosen is just some random playlist of, I think, created Nintendo-like lo-fi music tracks. This may end up being the only thing we do today. So however long this takes. I'm gonna occasionally have to like change which fingers I'm pressing this button so I'm not just weirdly wearing out my fucking thumb here. I feel like a lounge singer. Alright, changed fingers to my right hand index finger. I just hold the controller like a weirdo and just hold it down. Good thing I don't do face cam often, because it would just be me just staring at the wall as I'm holding this down, occasionally glancing down to make sure the character is still moving. I could probably set this up so that I can like see what track is like playing. Oh, don't put that in the way. Let me see. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I spent a little bit of time trying to find what type of music I'd want to be listening to while I'm doing this. And I was like, if I can find something that goes for like 4 hours or a little over 4 hours, that would be like perfect. And then I landed on this, and I was like, this should do good, but it's only like 3 hours. So I imagine that it will not last the whole trip here. I'm curious as to how often we'll get those signposts. And if I'll just be annoyed by them, or if they'll break up the monotony in some way. If I just think about it, if it's a 4-hour trip, if I just think about it as 8 30-minute sections, every time we hit 30 minutes, then we should be good. Just take it down, you know? Be great. Oh, hey. Are you late? It depends on what you consider late. If you're in a comfortable chair or something, I'm ready to hunker down for 4 hours, and we're just at the very tip of the iceberg at this point. You don't even know what's at the end or middle. So you don't know what happens here. You don't know what happens at the end of the tunnel? Or do you know, and then it's just for me to find? I just know that there will be some obstacles. Yeah, I know that at some point you can't just... They prevent you from just being able to go right, because from what I saw, or from what I read, was that it would be easy for someone to just like tape down a button, right? But they at some point change up the tunnels so that there's like just simple rocks in your way, so you have to like move down or up occasionally to prevent you from just holding it. Alright, well, then we're in it for the long haul. Well, I'm here for the long haul. You can come and go as you want. The choice is yours if you want to join me on this uh, quest to move right. The funny part is, and I'm not the only one, obviously. I'm sure many people have made this trip, and I'm sure there are many videos online on like YouTube or whatever, but this will go up as an archived stream on YouTube, and someone could sit there and be like, I want to watch this video from start to finish, or they could just skip to the end to see what happens. But then they'll miss out on all my conversation and this wonderful music and me. Ordeal. Yeah, basically. Trip/ordeal. Alright, switching fingers here. Oh, well, look at that smooth transition. Didn't even stop running as I switched fingers here. No, the worst part of this whole trip is going to be that I have not eaten yet today. Because I generally usually only eat like once a day anyway. But like, it's such awkward timing because by the time this ends, it'll be a little later than I would probably normally eat. So then I gotta make food and do something. Ugh, making food. Should just order a pizza and have a pizza come to me or something. Although I was gonna make like fried rice and chicken, which sounds amazing right now. I can't be thinking about food right now, or I'm gonna have a problem. This is gonna be a very terrible 4 hours if I'm thinking about food the whole time. And that's why I'm hoping I can distract my mind with other stuff. I decided against it because I wanted to, if I was going to do that, I wanted to pick music that wasn't possibly going to get copy noticed. And yes, kind of like what you're saying, when I do listen to that, I want it not to be as I'm like sitting, holding a conversation, walking to the right. I almost did. I almost pulled it up. Plus, I just ended up deciding that lo-fi Nintendo music tracks will just maybe make a chiller experience, you know? The thing that really has me creeped out, I don't know. So, like I said, I know at some point there are rocks in the way. I know that whatever's at the end is considered some kind of alternate ending, and that's it. What has me scared, what has me creeped out, is all the, and I think it was touched upon in the last part we did last week, is all the check mark, not check marks, but like the counting on all the halls. I'm scared for like a spooky ending. Like, I don't want to be spooked. But, like, everything seems like this would be somewhat spooky and somehow. Speaking of Nintendo, what games am I going to buy? Oh, you mean once the Switch comes? Since I'll finally have a Switch? Oh, so many options. But I know that it's still, now that I have both a PS5 and a PC now that plays games, I know it's going to be relegated to, like, the very extreme third console, if that makes sense. So really just any, obviously, Nintendo first party games that I never got around or was able to play, and then basically any indie games that I just want to play not on stream and just play handheld, which isn't probably a ton because I play a lot of games. I play some games not on stream, but I stream a lot more of games now at this point in my life than I do just play games off stream. But I would imagine there's going to be some indie titles that I would really want to play just handheld. As far as Nintendo wise, I know, and this obviously, this coming from me is probably not much of a shocker, I really want to play Fire Emblem Three Houses I was never able to get around to playing that, obviously, and I'm just a massive Fire Emblem guy. Have been since we got the GBA games. I was a really big fan of the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem, and then I think once Awakening came out on the 3DS, I think that was a good direction. A different direction, but a great direction, and opened up the game to even more people than the GBA games were. Because the GBA games were hardcore. And then there's that other, like, that Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem, like, idle game that I actually would love to play. And I would maybe play that on stream. Mario Maker 2 could be interesting for the streaming potential. I'm gonna look into that so that I can have some masochistic like streams. The Advance Wars remakes that they announced recently, I'm really gonna be interested in. Big fan. I would maybe play Mario Odyssey, but that would probably be a game I wouldn't play on stream, just because I know most about it. I probably, as lame as it makes me sound, I don't know if I'd play Breath of the Wild. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'd play Breath of the Wild, but that's probably another game I wouldn't play on stream. If that makes sense, any sense logistically. For some reason, that just seems like a game I'd want to just get on my couch and play in handheld. Like, I would love to play Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild not on stream and just play that handheld on the nice OLED screen. And then maybe once like Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, then I can play that on stream. You know what I mean? That's kind of like my thinking, at least right now. But yeah, stuff like that. It's going to be massively the relegated. It's crazy because I'm buying, what is it, $350 console, and it's relegated to like my easily the third most played thing that I have, but like that's just how it has to be. But the fact that I have now a PS5, a good PC, and the newest Switch, like that essentially covers me for everything. I essentially can play anything on stream. I can play anything I want, which is nice because that hasn't been the case for a long time. And then any like Xbox exclusives, those come to PC, like, so I can just play those on PC. So I am 100% covered. I was really into airship levels, you know, some steampunk stuff in that style. If I was going for all 800 moons, see, that's the thing. If I got really into Mario Odyssey, and I know much about Mario Odyssey at this point, I've watched someone play all of Mario Odyssey, but not like all 800 moons or whatever. I think I would love to play it. I would probably be the fiend that would want to get all moons. And then if I'm thinking that mentality, I think I would love playing the fact that I'm going for all moons. I mean, it's like 50-50. I could see myself going for all moons on stream. I could also see myself doing it off stream whenever I'm like just lazy and want to lay on my couch, or, you know, I keep bringing up that example, but just like grinding away while I'm like watching something in the background, just getting a bunch of moons, you know. Getting all the moons in Mario Odyssey, probably a lot of fun, and I could see myself doing that off stream. Playing Breath of the Wild and getting all the Korok seed stuff, that doesn't sound like fun to me. That sounds like torture. Almost as bad as walking to the right for 4 hours in a tunnel. Here's the thing. Whatever's at the end of this tunnel, I just hope it's very, like, I could have very easily just looked up a video and seen if it was worth it. And then here, during this stream, I could have acted like I didn't know what was coming at the end, and I could have just acted like, and then I could have just do it, right? I could see what my future was going to be, but I didn't want to spoil that. I just hope that whatever's at the end of this, I go, this was worth 4 hours on a Sunday, you know? Korok seeds are boring to get, even if you have the Korok mass. The shakes when your next one. That's what I'm saying. Again, I watched someone play all of Breath of the Wild because at the time I was like, I'm never getting a Switch, possibly, or getting a Switch way later. So that's why I watched someone play like Mario Odyssey, and I watched someone play Breath of the Wild. every time the Korok seeds came up as like a thing, I was always like, as opposed to the moons, which seemed fun and quick, the Korok seeds seemed random and obnoxious. And I know they're two completely different things. Oh, here we get a sign. I know they're two completely different things, but they just... Ugh. Note to self. Oh no. Here we go again. Look, pal. You are not even close to halfway of this corridor. I know sometimes it feels important to look everywhere. This is not a trick. This is a reminder not to make this stupid mistake again. You'll have to walk so very long. There's nothing of importance at the end of this corridor. There's just madness. See, I have a feeling it's either going to be something completely bonkers at the end of this, or it's literally just going to be like another sign that just says you made it to the end, and then that's it. It's going to be shit, and I'm scared. I'm wondering if I'm going to be pissed. Whatever's at the end, I don't want myself to be pissed at the end of it. If I get to the end and I'm like, I can't believe I did this, then that's going to be upsetting. I only got 300 and something. That's still quite a lot, it feels like. Also, how's the music levels? Because I didn't want the music to be super loud, but as long as it's like slightly hearable underneath everything. But it's hard for me to judge. Because I've only got like... I only know like audio levels should be when I want them to be like heard completely. The music is okay? Okay, sounds good. Because I know like I can hear it, but it's like quiet through my head. And what you hear and what I hear is always going to be slightly different. I wonder if we will get a sign that says, alright, you've made it halfway. You can turn back or you can turn off the game. I watched, you would maybe be happy to know, I watched, it wasn't super long, but a video about Undertale last night. Because I was talking with a friend about Undertale. And she was talking about it and she was asking me if I'd ever played it. And I was like, no, but I know like literally everything about it at this point. And then we were talking about it. And then she had watched a video about it. And it was just like a thesis. It was like a thesis video about like towards the endings. A very basic thing and something I obviously already knew about. But like just a thesis about how fandom... I'm gonna do it injustice by talking about it and trying to summarize it, but just talking about the way the game portrays fandom and continuing a game even when it has nothing left to give you, just because you're such a big fan of it, and keep returning to it when it's run dry, and how it's okay to just move on, and also okay to not do everything that a game technically has in it, not seeing everything about it. And like, I only bring this up because I feel as if this is going to have some kind of similar vibe to it. Like, we've gotten out to 2 signposts that say, hey, you can turn around, there's nothing left here, you're going to be disappointed when you get to the end, and yet here we are. And it's interesting that I watched that video and now I'm doing this. I watched that just last night and then I'm doing this right now. And we've already talked about how Everhood has very much the theming of Undertale on its like sleeve type thing. So it's just interesting. It's not about the ending, it's about the tally marks we've made along the way. Oh, you're keeping track of how many tally marks we've crossed, right? You're keeping running total, correct? I hope you have been doing that since the beginning. And you might have to rewind the VOD a bit to the beginning if you missed a couple there. I should watch about the what was Undertale actually about video. See, here, the thing is, I don't want to watch a million videos on Undertale. And I know that sounds like I'm being disparaging about it. Like, not only have I watched all the different playthroughs and everything of the game, and then I've read and watched already videos way long ago when it first was a thing. But I just don't want to, like, just get consumed and go into a rabbit hole of like theory videos and explanation videos. Because part of, while I did watch both playthroughs and I did watch some stuff like it, I also don't want to like taint the experience of just everyone putting their own thoughts on it too, because then it loses a bit, in my opinion, if that makes any sense. Because that was part of the video I watched last night too, it was him talking about like how like also it's okay to just kind of not go 1,000,000% into a thing and just take what you want out of a game when you finish it, especially, or anything. His broader point was a game, a video, or a TV series, an anime, whatever the case is, and just whenever you deem that you're good with something, you can just let it go. And even if you let it go, that doesn't mean that you didn't like it, you know? Even if you're not squeezing 100% out of something, that doesn't mean that you're not the biggest fan of it. I don't know. It had a lot of broad points to it. And I'm probably, like I said, doing a massive disservice to the video, but just that one is enough. Oh, of course, it's only one. I should play Deltarune when it fully comes out. So you would advise that over me playing whatever the first chapter that released a while back and then just waiting? I don't know. I don't have anything against it, for sure. And as someone who's not played Undertale, but again, watched it all, I have nothing but utter respect for Undertale and Toby Fox and what the game is and the systems it has. But like, even if I... Oh man, this music track. God, this takes me back. Pokemon Ruby, dude. Man, I'll remember when I was a young kid with the GBA. And even though I was like massively disappointed by Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, I still played those games to death. That would be another thing. Now that I'm getting a Switch, I could potentially see myself maybe thinking about this is a big maybe, getting back into Pokemon, because I was the biggest Pokemon fan back in the day. And then I dropped off for several games. Oh, hey. What's up? How are you doing? How's your Sunday going? I remember when I challenged myself to watch every Pokemon episode. I stopped at season 4. You did not get very far. That is a valiant effort, but Jesus, there's a lot. Are you too late? You're never too late. You're fine. You can see the timer. I've been going for about 30 minutes. Oh, by the timer, I mean the timer Twitch has, not... I considered putting a timer on my actual screen, but I just was lazy. I'm only 30 minutes in. This is going to be probably about a 4-hour trip, so you're... if you stay here from here, you'll see still most of it. No, you're good. You silly. Don't be silly. You don't have to apologize. It's funny. It's fine. It's funny that you consider that you, or even feel like you need to apologize. I'm here for myself as much as I am, or 2 times as much as anyone else. That didn't make as much sense as it made in my head, but almost 25% of the way there. Oof. When you put it like that. It's just like a Little Root Town piano cover with a simple beat underneath. But it still wakes up that nostalgia. Bum, 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 bum. Something from Super Mario Galaxy. Should I not say what the next track is coming up here? So you can be like, I'm going to guess what game this track is from. Or remix from. However you want to put it. Oh, hey, that's a nice. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the gift sub. Look at ya. Look at ya, Alphaburb. Welcome to the club. Thanks to Tricolor Llama. That is too kind. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? I was talking about, he asked me, oh, we were talking a bit about Undertale, just in general. Because, of course, we were talking about, I pre-ordered, I have a pre-order for the new Switch, the OLED Switch, and it'll be my first time getting a Switch. So we were talking about games, Nintendo games that I'll have my first chance of playing now for the first time. So I was talking about games and my outlook on games that I definitely do want to play on it. Oh, we were talking about Deltarune, yeah. And that I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I can. Because I shouldn't feel like this. But if I just play Deltarune, do I feel like a poser? Do I feel as if I'm just non-deservingly just jumping into this thing that I didn't technically play Undertale, you know? Talking about chapter 1 or something. Oh yeah. Yeah, should I wait till the whole game releases, whenever that would be, or should I just jump into the chapter 1? Because in chapter 1 get released a while back, and now it's like, is it worth playing that and then just waiting forever until whatever next comes out? Hey, that's the way my brain works. My brain is the type of person that's like, I don't need to play Undertale to play Deltarune. I mean, of course I don't have to. That's not the issue. Although that is generally my thing. I hate jumping into series of games when I've not seen it from the beginning. I just always know that... Oh shit, I took my finger off the thing. It's an alternate universe. I don't know. Also, part of me is like, if I don't play it, then I'm just out of the discourse. Out of the non-existent discourse. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just weird. It sounds as if I'm trying to come up with an excuse. It's like I'm trying to come up with an excuse to not play Undertale / Deltarune. Because sometimes it's easier to just come up with excuses as to why I'm not doing something. I don't know. I'll consider it. Just like I consider everything, you know? It's always in the Loctite list on my brain of things that I would, if I had an infinite amount of time, I would love to. Unfortunately, I don't have an infinite amount of time. But if I did, I would love it. Yes, get your popcorn ready. This is the highest of action streams. Alphabet, but you just I want to just make sure everyone who comes in and stuff ends up watching. Oh shit, I took my finger off again. You don't know what happens at the end of this, right? Are we all very... We have no idea what's gonna happen. Deltarune is years away from coming out. You have time. See, that's my thing. What if it never comes out? What if it's one of those things that just never end up? Never ends up coming out. People riot. But yeah, for the only things we've done so far is we started the tunnel and we've run into 2 signposts. One that said early on, hey, you should turn around, there's nothing at the end of this. And then one a little deeper in that was like, for real, there's nothing at the end of this. So, this may be the fool's trip, but, you know, We'll be fine. I'm a faithless man. Look what 2020 did to me. Hey, if that's the only thing that 2020 did to me, is that I'm just like, what if it never comes out? I'd say I made it out better than most. But if I'm being 100% honest, it is not the only thing 2020 has done to me, but... What is this? Beats? Okay, this is something probably from Breath of the Wild then. Since it's called Beats of the Wild, which I guess is pretty clever. I was thinking about this before I made... Oh, shit. I slipped. Before I started making this trip down the corridor, I was thinking of the very stereotypical, like, your parents being like, oh, games are a waste of time or whatever. And then I'm like, man, what if they knew back then that I was, when I was a young child, if they're like, he's going to get older and he's going to find a game where he's presented with the option of literally just running to the right for 4 hours. And he has decided on this Sunday to do that. If they would just lock me away and never let me get out, they'd be like, nope, you can't do that. Holy shit, you binged all of One Piece? The mad lad. Oh my god. That is a lot. I know a couple people that have like binged the whole entirety of like One Piece or Naruto or something, and I'm always just like, I could never logistically do that. I'm already terrible at watching anything as far as like movies and shows. To like look at a mountain like One Piece or something, I would just no fucking way. There's no way. I don't have the attention span. I don't have the commitment. I don't have the time. I don't have the willpower. You need to press a button for 4 hours in Stanley Parable, and after 2 hours, another button appears. Oh, Stanley Parable. That's a game that I've wanted to play for the longest of the time, but it was PC only. And then before I got my PC, they announced the like a console version that I think is still waiting to come out. But I think it ran into some development problems, because I think the last thing I remember seeing about it is that it was struggling. Note to self. Okay, I give up. You're officially a lost cause. Good luck. Just try hold on to your sanity. Have a fun trip. All right, well, that's a nice message. Ultra Deluxe was going to come out 2019. Oh, Jesus. I thought it was like originally announced to be coming out like way earlier. Unfortunate. I remember playing the demo back before the game released. I remember borrowing someone's PC just to play the demo because I was so interested in it as like an idea. And then I never played the full game because, like I said, I didn't have a good working PC. This track that we're listening to from Animal Crossing fucked me up because it was running and then it did the exclamation like notification, and I thought it was something in my game that I thought something was happening, and I was like looking around. I was like, what was that? Who was that? A sign. It's the only thing that makes it so that it's not a lonely trip, is the occasional signpost. We've now had 3. Yeah, no worries. I'll be here still. Running. Bum, 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 bum. Just hearing Animal Crossing sound effects. They're so distinct. Speaking of Animal Crossing, I know a lot of people who were really into Animal Crossing last year that are upset that Nintendo is doing their very usual Nintendo thing and not really doing any kind of updates to that game really after year one, which is upsetting because I know a lot of people are really into that game, and then Nintendo just is like, well, we're done. Typical Nintendo. Also, just having music play while I'm doing this. Barely thinking about the game on the screen here. I have an idea for a stream I'm going to do later this year. When something comes out, something's released that's not a video game. And it's just going to expand the type of streams that I end up doing. But I don't want to give anything away about it, because I want it, when I do it, I want it to be a complete surprise or whatever. But I'm just like, every time I think about it, I laugh to myself. It is going to be funny. I've thought of weird ideas to do on stream before. I one time considered like doing an IRL stream and like going to like some kind of clothing store and just having like chat like pick out clothes for me to buy, since I am like extremely hopeless when it comes to like picking out good looking things. Audience participation clothes buying. Nintendo sucks sometimes. Maybe the Steam console will make them try to make things somewhat better. I hope the Steam Deck thing, I mean, doesn't. I know a lot of people are excited for it. I think it's at this point. I looked at it and it was right around the time when I bought the pre-order for the Switch. I was like, do I not do the Switch and just get the Steam Deck? And then I was like, no, because I have a good PC. I don't need it. And also, like, the lowest cost model has like no internal, like no storage, good storage. And so if you're buying that, you would have to get like an SD card or something probably. Or just get one of the more expensive models. And I was like, it's not worth it. I don't need a portable PC that bad. So I decided against it. I think it's a good idea, and I definitely understand people that are massively going to be into it. I think it's a good idea, and I think it has good potential. And if you tell people, like, even people that are just like, hey, you can buy small indie games, because why do people love the Switch? Obviously, there's the Nintendo first party stuff, but people love playing some indie games on the go on a console. They can take on trips. They can sit in their bed or whatever. Same idea with the Steam Deck. But you have great, like, sales, like, that Steam is known for, right? So if you pair that with the fact that it's a portable console, it's in theory a very good idea. I'm just saying for like my situation right now, especially as the one who's like now just getting a Switch for the first time soon, it didn't make sense to me for my situation. I need to change fingers. Here we go. Can I smoothly do it? Yes, I did. Great. I wonder if there's any variation in the tally marks in the wall at all, or if it is just copy paste. I'd respect it more if there were like slight differences, but trying to see if I can recognize like a normal pattern. I think it might be copy and pasted now that I look at it. Yeah, okay. I was checking the last thing. It's copy pasted. There are about 12 million tally marks. I'm curious as to how you got that number. 12 million years. Yeah, let's elongate this this trip down this corridor and literally just count everyone. That's actual torture. That would be like, you know, those like stories, like mythological stories where like, oh, this guy was sentenced to push a large boulder up a hill for the rest of life or his life, or this guy, everything he touches turns to gold. You know, like those kind of curses and stuff. Imagine someone's curse just being they had to go through this whole tunnel and count the tally marks correctly. Obviously, you can count them in groups of 5 because they're marked like that. But let's say, like, if you messed up once, like if you got to the end and you missed a group or you miscounted once, they would send you to the back of the corridor and like start again. You're like, all right, well. Although for this to make sense, they wouldn't be able to copy and paste this. They would have to make sure that it's not copy and pasted exactly the same pattern over and over. But it takes 13 days to count to 1 million if you count 1 per second. So 13 times 12. But that's also 24 hours straight, right? So you're literally not doing anything. That would mean if you're actively having to do it, you wouldn't be able to sleep, you wouldn't be able to eat or do anything. Yeah, torture. Chatbot says to remember to drink water, and I'm like over here just with a can of alcoholic beverage. It's great. Yeah, but I'm saying that's why they would have to make sure that it's not literally copy and pasted for it to be actually torturous. Like, let's say it looked copy and pasted, but there was one room that had like one more section of 5 in it. And so then you get to the end, you think you were smart about it. You just counted all the rooms, and you get to the end, you say the total, and they're like, no, you're off. And then you're like, and they send you back. And then you've got to figure out which room is like slightly different. It would be maddening. Some kind of Sonic the Hedgehog track. It's one series I never got into. I never liked Sonic. I'm sorry. And I know that's very some people love Sonic as a character. I think he's obnoxious. I think it's a great meme character in general, maybe. But man, I just never have liked. I've played a few different Sonic games, and even the ones people are like, oh, this one's a good one, and I'm just like, I don't appreciate this gameplay. I am anti-Sonic at this point. So what are you guys playing recently? Anything of interest? Anything of note, I should say? Anything interesting? Our telemarks are different here in Brazil. We squares. Squares? 4 lines form square and then 1 in the middle. That's interesting. Playing Valorant? Ah, you're one of those people. Are you really good at it? I respect it. I know the way I said that makes it sound like I look down on Valorant players, but I pretty frequently play Overwatch, and that's probably a lot worse when you think about it. When you look at it in the state of the games, I'm probably more trash. So I didn't know that's how they do in Brazil. It's interesting though. 4 boxes and then a thing in the middle. playing not for broadcast, something like Papers, Please. I did play Papers, Please years ago. I thought it was very cool. Very cool idea. Very cool concept. Very stressful. I was very stressed the whole time of Papers, Please. Not for broadcast sounds. I definitely have heard of it being mentioned before. In Japan, we use the Chinese character 5, which is 5 line strokes. Huh. Interesting. I am interested in these other traditions other than my own. Oh, is this Bayonetta track? Those are 2 games, 2 series that I would be interested in, since they're like starting Nintendo exclusives, Bayonetta and No More Heroes. Since the third games are, I mean, No More Heroes is the third No More Heroes is coming out, I think, sometime this year, but I think Bayonetta might be having problems. Another Nintendo game that might be having problems. What is source featuring Bayonetta? Oh, yeah, you're right. I only said it was Bayonetta because it said in the corner that I'm looking at the screen, it says it's source featured in Bayonetta, I believe. So I don't, is Fly Me to the Moon in Bayonetta by any chance? I saw a Reddit post on this and I thought everybody used squares. No, silly. Us Americans are dumb. We use the most basic just lines. We're like, what? How do we keep track of this? Let's use lines. Okay. Lines it is. I'm surprised I didn't immediately recognize the Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. I wasn't thinking about it. Literally, the stream, I prepped myself. I was like head empty, no thoughts coming into this. So I think I just was not thinking. Oh yeah, they're used in as like a trope for like inside prison cells to easily like. I guess the easiest way to make like a mark for a passing day is just to do a line. We're about to hit the hour mark. So that's something. That's something. I'm trying to raise my mic without letting go of the button here. We already did? Oh, yeah, technically. I'm looking at the recording. Because obviously I'm not counting the time where I play the song at the beginning of the stream. But you're right. You're technically right. The stream has been live for an hour and hour and 5 minutes, just about. But the recording, since I record natively, I can see a timer for how long I've been recording. And so I technically was only playing at that point. Yep. But hey, we're that together. We hate ourselves together. We are not alone. Man, I miss Mario Galaxy. I remember the time I was playing Mario Galaxy. It was good. Good old Wii. That was like probably a little before I went to like college. Oh, that's an interesting combination. Oh, I was gonna say they're gonna say a fourth thing, just to add more. Super far north Canada. Isn't it true that like most of the population of Canada is like right along the line of like the border from Canada and US? And so as the farther you go up north, there's like less and less people. I know nothing about Canada, clearly. I don't know. I feel like I've maybe heard someone say it once, and I just held on to it as like a truth and was not verified at all. I just always thought like, oh, that in theory makes sense that it would just be a lot of people living at the very bottom of Canada, and then you just go up north and it just gets colder and less people. I would love to go to Canada. Canada's always the type of place where I would joke, or not like half joke, I would say, where I'm like, I've always said when I get older, I would love to just move up north. Like I've considered northern states. But I've never ruled out like, hey, let's go to Canada. Canada seems cool. The bigger cities in Canada seem cool. I would be so down to living in like near Toronto. Could send me some photos. You're not in any of them. As someone who's just lived in the south of the United States for most of their life, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the weather. I'm tired of the people. I need a change at some point in my life, you know? You've sent toe pics of interested? No. I'm very not interested. No, thank you. Oh, no. Oh, that made me laugh. Oh, God. Thanks for checking, though. Thanks for asking. Thanks for offering, I guess I should say. Oh, it's too early. It's too early in the stream. We can't be that loopy just an hour in. That's more like hour 3, final hour stretch type. Oh, you sent it to me on Discord. Okay. I'll check it out later. It's funny because I read the sentence and I was like, I said I'll send, and then like my mind immediately skipped the third word there, and I just read I'll send pics if interested, and then I was like, I feel like the typed space takes longer, so then I had to reread the sentence, and I was like thinking I was like misreading that word, but no, it does indeed say toe. I mean, let's talk about it. I don't understand people that are into feet. This might be a weird topic to say, but like, I don't know. Out of all the different things people could be into, I just feel as if feet is a weird choice. If I'm just thinking about it objectively, I've always thought feet in general aren't very pleasant to look at. But clearly I know nothing. Yeah, see? But I feel like I've had like this discussion with a friend at one point, and then the thing to say is just like, well, yeah, everyone's into different things, and it's like, well, duh, that's clearly the case. I understand the logic behind it. I understand different things do different things for different people. But like just of the choices. It's DMCA. Let's listen to it later. Sure. You can send it to me. Money is money. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. If people are offering it as like a service thing, good on them, dude. I'm all for people making the money however they want to. And if there is a demand for pictures like that, go right ahead. Like, and if you're a person who's able to make money by just taking a picture of your feet, I've not my weird. I don't even want to say weirdness. My not understanding of it is from the asker side, because I'm like, but from the other side, from the people offering a picture of like feet pics or whatever, fucking go for it. Make your money, dude. Have I heard about Bo Burnham? Oh, dude, I love Bo Burnham. I'm a massive fan. Probably watched everything of his, from his very early YouTube stuff to the latest Inside thing. So if that's what you had sent me, then I probably have heard it, unless it's some like very not like well-known thing. But I even like I still keep telling myself I need to go back and watch that TV show he did like one season of for like MTV years and years ago. That was like apparently way ahead of its time and was like not appreciated. It's the internet song. Oh yeah, that one's good. I really liked Inside. Inside was great. Inside was great. Made me sad. I felt a lot of things. Oh, I'm walking shit. That show he did, it was like called like Zack Stone Wants to Be Famous or something like that. It's like some show he did one season of in MTV. Apparently it was way ahead of its time, like humor wise, and apparently had really bad ratings. Like no one watched it because it came out and around the time when like people were watching MTV for like the really like low cost shows like Jersey Shore and stuff, I think. And so it was like a scripted show on MTV not getting an audience, and like I said, apparently the humor was like way ahead of its time, but like MTV took a chance on it because obviously at that time like Bo Burnham was getting like really popular on doing like his YouTube stuff already, and I think at that time he signed a couple deals with like Comedy Central to do a couple shows and stuff. So it was just interesting that like that show came and went and like no one watched it at the time, but now it's like I think probably considered like cult classic-y. Probably. He's great. Good stuff. I had to check what this track was from. Apparently maybe from a Street Fighter game. I don't play fighting games. I don't have the patience to learn combos and button input presses and stuff like that. I'm too lame. I'm gonna be very upset once they start putting the rocks in the corridor, and I'm gonna actually have to pay paying attention to the screen, not just look at the music and chat. People just wanting to watch the slow descent into madness of walking to the right. I'm a rhythm game guy, which makes me think I do not play Friday Night Funk. I don't know. That game just came and went, and I know you brought it up a while ago, and I was like, what is that? And then I had to see it, and when I saw the art, I was like, oh, I know what this is now. I remember. That game just came and went, and I for some reason just blocked it out of my mind. For some reason, I was just like, I don't know. Nothing against it. I have no idea what it actually is like, but I don't know. I as a person who's much into many games, and I try to play a lot of games and stuff, and I try to keep abreast of what kind of games are coming out and stuff, and like just always looking. Sometimes you just have to put the blinders on, and you just miss some stuff. You miss some cultural important stuff or whatever, if that makes sense. It's just impossible to keep track of everything. Do I play Rocket League? I played Rocket League when it first came out religiously. Ended up getting so fucking good at it for the first several months that I played it. And then once the game started doing like different seasons and a bunch of different stuff, I slowly started dropping off of it. But when it first came out and it was like offered for free on PS Plus, I was playing a ton of Rocket League and I loved it. And I was on the ladders doing like the different competitive modes and everything. And I loved the back and forth of like 1 versus 1. Like I really got really into that, and 2 versus 2 was fine. But like for some reason 1v1 was like this like more strategic version of Rocket League. And then like 2v2 and 3v3, like they were like obviously very different than 1v1, and those were more of like a team sport. But yeah, I really got into Rocket League. I loved the design of my car. But I haven't played now in a long ass time. I think last time I played was a couple years ago, maybe. And I tried picking it up because I was like, I wonder if I'm still good at it. And I found that like I was still whatever decent. Like I still knew how to move around and stuff. But I lost like a lot of my ability, like the really like higher level like ability stuff. Like I was just like way out of practice. Your country is already too saturated with soccer and cars. It's fair. 300 hours in the game. I'm just hyper guessing, but I want to say I probably got to around like 150 maybe would be my guess of how many hours I put into Rocket League. Because like I said, I was playing it like kind of like how now like I generally play like Overwatch maybe like 4 days out of the week, a couple matches at least every one of those days. It was like the reverse. It was not the reverse, but it was basically instead of Overwatch, I was playing like Rocket League. Like it would be the game I would go to, just pop in, and like I'd get off work, I'd be like, all right, I just want to play Rocket League for a couple matches, and then so I ended up playing like a lot of it constantly. Plus, back when I was like hanging with people, it'd be an easy game to play. Like not super easy. Like it was obviously your screen got hindered a bit, but I would play like split screen with just like random friends that would come over occasionally. We just fuck around, smacking the giant ball with our cars. I don't know why Streamlabs is doing this. It's been doing this for the past couple weeks, where it like hangs up. I'd assume I'm still good though. I assume I'm still streaming all right. This chat like weirdly freezes. I can check it like this though. Let me see this. If you do the Konami code, you reset the rooms, by the way. You'll never know it if that's true unless you try. Okay. Yeah, the stream. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, Streamlabs occasionally just gets hung up for some reason, but it still like streams and doesn't drop any frames, which is weird. I don't know why it doesn't. You'll never know if that's true unless you try it. You know what? That is sound logic. Uh, Last time I got duped into pressing a certain button code and resetting a game was that getting over it with Bennett Foddy game, and that was back when I was like I didn't like game much on a PC, and someone came into chat. I was doing a charity stream. And someone came into chat and was like, "Hey, you zoom out the map, like your view. You can zoom out to get a better look at like the mountain I was climbing. If you press whatever Control R or whatever, it was something R, and I reset. I was pretty far too, and I was very upset. I was doing a fucking charity stream, and this person like just took advantage and screwed me over. I was so upset. Did I Alt F4? I didn't close out of the game. It was just a short button command prompt thing that just reset my character to the start of the map. I don't know what it was. I thought it was something R. I thought it was like Control R or something. I clipped it out at some point. There's a clip somewhere on my channel of it if you want to go looking for it, because it's there in the clip section. But it was upsetting, and I felt dumb. I felt dumb because I was like, oh, this is like a very easy trick to get someone on, but like it was just me being dumb. What else is new? You can find it. It's there. Like I said, it's in the clip section. You just have to go back. Like, it was obviously sometime last year. Was it for Extra Life? Yeah, I did Extra Life. So Extra Life happened. It was sometime. When does Extra Life happen? Is that November? November 2020? I think it would be around that. November 2020. There was a time where I pressed the red button in Outer Wilds. Yeah, that's true. There was that too. It's just like I'm easily, I don't want to say swindled. I'm easily persuaded into doing stuff because I don't know. I trust people. I am the type of person to give someone trust. I'll give a random stranger trust. I don't know any better. I gotta change fingers again. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. What if I did like ASMR streams? No, I'm not gonna do that. I can't even do that. God, Lost Village track in Legend of Zelda is always a classic. A classic. Just got a new pair of headphones to do an ASMR sound test. Do I remember the name of the clip? Oh, I'll do it one-handed. Let me look on my phone. Ooh, what I'll do is I'll post the if I can find the clip, I can post it in chat using my phone. Let me see. I'm gonna search by popularity on this because that might actually even make it easier. You want me to do an ASMR test? Give me a thing to say. Yeah, I'm trying to find the clip too. I thought it would. Oh, here I found it. I found it. I'll post it in chat. Let me. And then if I go to chat on here, is this Minecraft music? Okay, I posted in chat. Yeah, give me a thing to say and I'll try to ASMR it as best I can. I can't guarantee good results, but... The worst part about that clip too is like I had a good amount of friends watching, supporting me do the charity stream and stuff. And they saw it post and I did like immediately, and they like immediately saw what was happening or what was gonna happen. I'm just a fucking fool. It was really mean. But it's like it just goes to show that I like the person that did it, and the person who clipped that was the person who had done it to me. They clipped it and whatever. Just a random stranger. I had no idea who that person was. I think they did it and then they donated like $5 to the stream, to the charity thing. So I was like, okay, whatever. You can make me look like a fucking idiot if you do it for charity. That's fine. But yeah, I got just fucking decimated because I was like, it's such a basic thing too. Like I try to say like, oh, it's not fair because I don't like PC game that often, so like how would I know? But I mean, it's a very basic thing. And I should have known that if like Control R did zoom out the map or whatever, like I would have been told that at the beginning of the game or something, you know? Would have been something that was expressed to me. You weren't even that far in the game. Sure, but also the thing is it was towards the beginning of my run in there, and so it felt a lot longer. I do agree that like once I got reset, I was like, I kind of had my footing and I kind of knew what I was doing, but it was still early on where I was like still kind of like testing and like, you know. But I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that far. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took me a while to get there. When I was playing it for the first time that day, it felt like a long time. I mean, I know you're going to say, yes, in the percentage wise, probably not that far. But when I had spent like a good amount of time getting to that point, and then it just in one button combo press got reset by rando, it felt very devastating. I was saddened. We're about 30 minutes away until we're halfway there. Oh. So I was saying, like, I'm going to feel bad if we get to the end and I'm very disappointed in whatever is at the end of this, right? But there's also, I don't know if maybe just by getting to the end of it, I'll feel like this sweet release where it's just like, oh, it's done. You could show me anything at the end of this and it's been worth it, you know? Did you know that if you press Windows M, your character runs faster? Did you know Alt F4 gives you aim max? I'll keep that in mind. Oh, God. Good thing I won't need that for this game, or else I might try it. Did you know if you give me your stream key that I can run to the right for you? All you have to do is give me your stream key and the security code on the back of your credit card and your social security number while we're at it. Thanks much in advance. It's not about the end, it's about the friends you made along the way. I agree. It's a journey. That's what I'm saying. When I really, so, you know, we made the time, we made the event last week, and then when I woke up this morning, I did a couple things, obviously, before the stream was to take place, and I sat in my bed. It's like, am I really gonna do this? Am I really gonna sit at the computer during my weekend before another long week of work? Was I gonna sit there and hold right for 4 hours? And I considered not doing it, but then I was like, well, I already said I was gonna do it, and really, I could find a worse thing to do with 4 hours. Probably it would be hard, but I could probably find something that's worse. Have I played Journey? Yes, I have. I've played Journey now maybe 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times from beginning to end, and then a couple random times of just visiting levels as I've gotten like nicer looking televisions. I know that sounds lame, but I've revisited like the sand level where the sun is just like looks extremely nice. Because the first time I played Journey, I was playing on a very basic CRT television. It was like at the very tail end of when I was just like starting college, and all I had was like a chunky CRT television. So it didn't look great, but it was what it was. And then as I've gotten like nicer TVs, I've found myself replaying Journey a couple times, which is weird maybe, but I really like Journey. I remember finishing it and mind blown. The first time I played Journey, potential spoilers for Journey, I guess, for a years old game, if you don't want to hear this, potentially, and if you know nothing about Journey or its mechanics. But the first time I played Journey, I literally went from beginning to end with the same person, because it did the thing where it popped the names at the end, and it was just one person. And I knew it was another person, but I totally thought every time I was instancing into a new level, I thought I was probably getting another random person. But no, it was like this journey that I went with one person, one random internet person, and it just, for some reason, not blew my mind, but I was just like incredulous. I was just like, I can't believe me and this person was able to sit here and do this journey, hence the title, all the way through. It was crazy to me. It was crazy to me at the time. The sand level, half the game is the sand. The sand part where you're like skating down the sand, where it looks really pretty and there's like not really any enemies, and you can do jumpy flip tricks, and the sun is there against the sand and it looks really nice as like a backdrop thing. Don't make me get mad. Don't get me mad when we're not even halfway through. You know what I'm talking about. Don't get my blood level, blood sugar, blood pressure, one of those things, up this early in this trip. You wanted to message your friends, but the credits went too fast. I didn't try reaching out to the one person I played with. I didn't think... I was still very, like, I'm not gonna, like, message a random internet stranger on a video game console. Like, I just didn't care to. But it would have been interesting. But then, if they sent me a message back after I did that, and they ended up being just, like, some weird person, like, then the mystique would be lost, you know? I didn't want it to be revealed that the person was, like, some weird person. Does that make sense? The mystery of Journey would be ruined if but Lord 6969 ended up being a weird person, you know? I just couldn't have that, you know, happening. I don't actually know if that was his name. I'm pretty sure he had a fairly, or he or she, or they had a fairly normal PS3 username, so at least I don't remember it being like Bong Ripper 420 XX. Man, I played Journey and I finished Journey, and then I got the girl I was dating at the time. I was like, "You've got to play Journey," and I sat her down and played Journey, and she was just not into it. She finished it and she was like, "Okay." I was like, it hurt me. It hurt me so much. I was like, "Oh fuck." Like when you're really into something and it's like a short thing and you just get them to experience the damn thing, and you potentially kind of doomed yourself when you like built it up and you're like, this thing is really cool, it's a cool experience. And like she was playing it and she wasn't a massive game playing person, and there were times where she's like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do or what's happening. And then I was like, oh, I'm here to help, I'm yeah, whatever, I'm helping, and just pointed her in the right direction or whatever. And then it was just a bad experience and I wanted to die. Not good. but Lord 6969. You wanted to like it more than you did. Oh, so you didn't end up really liking it? That's upsetting to me. I think so. I don't think it's that surprising though. I think some people are gonna come out of it and be like, oh, that's a really cool experience. And then I think some people are gonna finish it and be like, that was lame. And then there's gonna be a middle, I think, where it's people like, oh, I kind of respect this, but like I grew tired of it quickly, kind of thing. Or if, like, in my case, like, if someone, like, built it up and was like, oh, this is such a revolutionary experience, you should play it. Like, if you get that before you start playing it, then... Because when I played it a little while after it came out. But at the time I was playing it, like, I don't remember... I'd never listened to anyone talk about it. Like, I just played it, like, blind completely by myself. And maybe that would have been a better experience for her. And maybe... But then that would require for her to be like, I want to play this game I heard called Journey, and two, she doesn't have like that gaming sense where like there are times up up the mountain or whatever, and she's like, I don't know where I'm going, and it's like, oh, I guess, you know, if you're not a person who plays, I guess, games regularly, like game directors have a certain way of like directing people, like it's what that is. It's a way, like games. If you've played enough games in your life, you're like, I know what the developers who made this game, where they're trying to get me to go, right? Like you get that sense where you're like, I am through the environment or through the storytelling or whatever, the game wants me to go in this direction, right? Or go towards this or whatever. But because she was a person who hadn't played like a ton of games, like that sense isn't like well trained or anything. So I was constantly having to be like, not constantly, but occasionally having to be like, oh, you gotta go. Oh, rocks. Oh, we found our first rock. Oh my god. Oh god, I just like bounced off of it though, I think I just went, yeah. Oh no. I panicked there for a second. Oh god, more rocks. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is horror. Oh god, I'm gonna have to see. Oh no, guys. Oh god. Let me finish what I was thinking. So I constantly had to be like, oh, you got to go over here. You got to go over this way. And so I think that maybe just kind of not ruined it, but made it lessened. Uh, just didn't think it was life changing. That's fair. You had high expectations when you played out. That's true. That's true. You built up Outer Wilds, and I'm not saying Outer Wilds was a bad game. I just didn't. I think a lot of people liked Outer Wilds way more than I did. Ricky the Rock. That's fair. There's a lot of Ricky the Rocks, though. Oh, God. Okay, so the bad thing about this is once you change direction, like, you can't carry the run. So once you change direction, you gotta then... Oh, man, guys. This is the worst part of this adventure. Okay. Oh, and then it just stops the rocks. Okay, well... You see, I am a poor student. That's fair. Most of us are at that point. Some point in our lives. Oh man, they really just put rocks right in the middle just to really fuck you over. Well, that's cool, I guess. I can't just mindlessly stare at chat and listen to the music and rant about feet pictures and butt lord simp XX XXX a million times. Oh my god, look how they do these rocks, dude. You think this is the halfway point? Oh, really? If this is the halfway point, then we're making pretty good time. Now the thing is it distance halfway point or time halfway point? Because the rocks are for sure going to slow this down slightly. Because I have to stop running, I have to change directions a bit. What a nuisance. What a cursed thing this game has done. Distance-wise halfway? Okay, that would make a little more sense. I believe it. I'm walking to the right. I'm slowly losing my brain. Oh, I can't even fit through that. That's madness. Oh my god, I have to like actually navigate rocks. Oh god, life sucks, dude. Yeah, I feel... Oh my god, they put one little rock there in the middle, right where you come through. Such trolley level design. Alright, it's fine. It's the journey. It's still a journey. It's just not a journey. It's not as simple of a journey. I can't just hold one button. Gotta move and navigate and really put my skills to the test of if I can navigate rocks. I've done harder things in life. I've done harder things in video games, so it's fine. I've just noted the top of my head looks like French fries in a McDonald's little cup thing. Thought I would just point that out. Radiance took me longer. That's true. Dude, I was about to... I ran out of time today, but it was funny because I was taking a shower a little earlier. And in my shower thoughts, I was thinking about, like, some of the streams I've done this year. And I was going to go watch back me playing the final to Hollow Knight. I didn't end up getting around to it, but I wanted to see the joy, or I guess hear the joy, since I don't do face cam. Have I played Borderlands 2? I have played Borderlands 2 a couple times now in my life. Most recently, I played it. No, I was gonna say I did it on stream recently, but I didn't. I did pre-sequel on stream a couple years back, or a year or so ago. 2 years ago, maybe now at this point. The pre-sequel. But I did play Borderlands 2. I got really into Borderlands 2. That was like, Borderlands 2 was a game I played a lot in college, because that's like the time where I had a lot of downtime, you know, and I just kind of like, it was easy to just kind of like grind away and do like every mission I could find. And I haven't played Borderlands 3 yet. I think Borderlands 3 came out and I was not looking for more Borderlands at the time. Does that make sense? I may at some point get to play Borderlands 3, but I also, from people I respect, have said that they grew really tired of the writing of the game and the antagonists. So, but I really like Borderlands 2. I liked Borderlands 1. Borderlands 2 was even better. Pre-sequel got old fast for me, and I think the mechanics they added for pre-sequel just were kind of lame. But it was fine. It was fine. I think I do myself a disservice because I've never played co-op Borderlands. I play it very single player, and I go to like, I find all the missions. I do every mission I can find, like all the little side missions. I explore maps to death. And I think like I can't not do that like in my brain, but what I end up doing is I think I just burned myself out in Borderlands really quickly. I think when I was playing pre-sequel, and it was the second time I'd played pre-sequel. First time I'd done it to the very end of the game. Like I said, I was doing it on stream a couple years back, and I got like to a point where I'd put so many hours into it because I was doing like every side mission, and I could just feel myself being like, I want to finish this and see the ending to Borderlands, or just the pre-sequel, but I was so burned out on it. Imagine how many people put a thing on their key to come back 4 hours later, see the character next to a rock. Yeah. Oh, I imagine people, if they don't do any research, like imagine someone went completely blind into this and didn't check like I kind of did to know that there's going to be rocks in my path. Someone would get through a couple screens and see that it's just, you know, they would be like, oh, it's just got to go to the right. So many people would just like tape their button down or something. And they'd get about halfway through and then notice that they didn't move anywhere. And they would have no idea. If they like left their screen, they would have no idea how far they actually went. So they have no idea of like a good judge. There's like no way to judge like if they've made decent progress. So then they may at that point just give up, you know? Very sad. Pour one out for all those people. Past and future. I was going to say past and present. I guess present sort of makes sense. Is anyone else playing this game at the moment on Twitch? And are they also on this tunnel? Should we have done a race? Should I have gotten one other person to play this game and raced in the corridor? That's like forgetting to press the, are you sure you want to download on Steam? Yep. Sad. Sag. That would be cool, a race in the corridor. People speedrun this game and there's a category for it that's just corridor ending. And so you try to get to the corridor as fast as you can in the game, and then it's just like a race through this. So you have to memorize the rock patterns. And then get really good at double tapping buttons to start your run back up. It'd be terrible. Hallway percentage, exactly. I wouldn't put it past someone. Fuck, if that category hasn't been started yet, go ahead and put this in the Send it to speedrun.org or whatever the fuck keeps track of all the times. I'll be the first time. Last one to the end has to go all the way back. They have to just retrace their steps. Speedrun.com. That's the site I was thinking about. I think I said .org. Lol. Oh, what should I do for food after this? After the stream? I was gonna make fried rice and chicken, and I was gonna have that, but then that would require a bit of effort on my part after stream. Oh, there is an actual category for it. Let me check. I trust this is a good. 3 hours. Damn. 2 entries. First place, 3 hours, 49 minutes, 15 seconds. Incredible. Incredible. And I assume that's from the start, from the very start of the game. So they have to go through however fast, you know, you have to do whatever you can to get to this point in the game where you can get to the corridor, and then running the corridor. I've one time thought about like getting into speedrunning, and then I barely feel like I have enough time to I'd rather just play a large amount of games than just spending 1,000,000 hours on one game. So I dropped the dream very quickly. Yeah, it's from the start. Can't imagine, dude. Can't imagine. But good on those people. Good on them, you know? God, that'd be so... Oh. I mean, you could probably say this about a lot of games that you end up speedrunning. But man, I would grow so tired of this if you were trying to do it, like, really, like, cut down on your time. Like, you just keep... It's so monotonous that, like, if you're trying to lower your time to, like, practice or then put an official time in, you're just practicing, like, different ways to navigate the rocks. Oh, God. I don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to think about it. I'm going to switch to the analog stick here to see if this feels better for my thumb. It's just harder to run using the stick. But I can easily, like, more easily navigate rocks. Ugh. Ugh. Disgusting. We haven't seen a signpost in a while. I think the signpost person kind of gave up on us. I mean, the last signpost we did run into said that we are a lost cause, so... Have I done anything cool recently? I saw a bunch of friends I had not seen in a long time since we are all vaccinated and everything. And we didn't get to hang out last summer. This summer, just a couple weeks ago, we went to and floated on a river, which, if you're not familiar with, is like getting inner tube like stuff and just floating on a river for like 3 to 4 hours on a weekend with drinks and just hanging out with friends. And it was nice to see everyone. And then this weekend, I was outside a lot because I'm a dirty Pokemon Go player. And I just was like, oh, well, I'm like a pretty casual Pokemon Go player. But I was like, I can get out and get some air, fresh air, and do their little event thing they were doing. You made a song. I mean, it's not finished yet. Space. That's really cool. I'm mad respect for anyone who makes music. I like that. Oh, these rocks suck. I thought the rocks were gonna suck. I didn't think they were gonna suck this much. I actually hate navigating the rocks. This is such a big fuck you this game has done. Fuck. I think I would rather have them added just another hour or two to make this like a 6-hour run if I could just like hold right for the whole time. I'd rather them add another hour or two to it if I didn't have to navigate the rocks. That's, I think, how much I hate these. I'm willing to say it. I'm willing to say it. I'm willing to put that energy out into the world right now. Doing language exchange. Oh, that sounds dope. What do I work on? You mean like as a full-time job? You mean? I don't mind talking about what I do. I'm not going to literally tell you the place because I'm always like wary that, because like I have no problems if I was like annoyed with work. I've sometimes vented about work on streams and I don't want to like, so what do I do? I currently so I changed jobs. I changed places where I worked right before the pandemic hit, which was interesting experience. But for the past year and a half or so, I'm at basically a banking place. I work on a bunch of math and piles of money and put piles of money in different places. And I look at spreadsheets a bunch. It's a lot of math. It's a lot of spreadsheets. It's a lot of upkeep of money. It's definitely not the most exciting thing currently, but I will never sneer at it because it's a type of job that I've had. I worked at a different company before the pandemic, like I said, happened. But I mean, ever since I've left and went to college, like it's a job that I've had once I came out of college that's allowed me to live on my own and have an apartment to myself and, you know, buy things that I want and stuff. So like I never am gonna like shit talk it too much as far as like what it does, and it allows me to kind of like, now I just work from home and I then have like a lot of free time to just do whatever I want, which is really nice for what I like to do. Yeah, so it's not the most exciting thing, and it's there's obviously more to it, but it's like harder-ish to explain it and go into the nitty-gritty. But it's just I work with a lot of people's monies and banking stuff and spreadsheets. Spreadsheets. Doesn't that sound exciting? So what exactly does language exchange entail? Is that like just like a pen pal thing? I may be ignorant. I don't know. Is it like you're just like exchanging letters, like old school letters, with someone who lives distance away? Also, I'm impressed I haven't taken like a break yet. Like I haven't gone up to stretch or get more something to drink or gone to the restroom yet. Fucking Iron Man over here playing this game. Oh shit, I'm running into a rock as I was putting the drink down. Two hours. Yay. The excitement. Can you feel it? Can you feel the excitement just emanating from your screen? Don't I just radiate excitement? She wants to learn Japanese from me. I'm gonna learn Vietnamese from her. Oh, so it's just like, oh, that sounds actually dope. That sounds fun. That's super cool. Because I assume if you're like learning a language, it's probably easy to like they always say like, oh, if you want to learn Spanish, go ahead and like watch a bunch of like telenovelas, you know, kind of thing with the captions on maybe. And so you're like constantly being forced to listen to it and kind of stuff, and you'll just slowly start maybe picking up on it. So I think that sounds cool. I could see myself investing in the next year or two, actually, like something I've always thought that's been interesting to try would be like learning another language. I could see myself investing in like one of those programs where you, you know, depending on how much I'm actually willing to commit to it, how much money I'm also willing to invest in it, because, but I just want to learn like some other language. And I know a fair amount of Spanish because I've taken Spanish classes even starting from a really young age and then at different points through schooling, but I would like something else. Portuguese. Yeah, teach me Portuguese. Kills. I don't know. At the extreme possibility of me sounding like a fucking like a weeby piece of shit or something, I would love to learn like I think I would rather probably I think I would want to learn like Korean. Korean would probably is towards the top of my list. And then like and then maybe Japanese. And then I'd love to learn French. That'd be fun too. French. But like if I'm gonna like if I was to get really into learning a new language, like I would want it to have like a practical thing to it. And just because like right now I'm watching like a Korean, like I'm blasting through like a Korean variety show, and obviously you have to watch it with like subtitles and stuff, but it would be really nice if I could just like pick up on what everyone is saying. I don't know. If I had like a practical use to it, then I could maybe like not just immediately fall off once I started putting time into it. Yeah, teach me the ways. God, these Pokemon growls and the music is throwing me off. I can't tell if I just like the lo-fi beats with random Pokemon noises in it or not. Boop, 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 boop. It's one of those things where I wish my parents were like one of those parents that like from an early age, they're like, you know how they always say like, oh, learning a language is easier if you do it when you're younger because you're way more imprintable kind of thing. If my parents were just one of those crazy types of parents that had you learn like 5 languages when you were first learning, while you're still learning your first language. Like, how dope would that be? Just got like 6 languages down from an early age. It'd be nice. Alas, I'm nothing but an idiot. I'm nothing but an idiot who knows maybe like 4/5 of English and maybe like a good third of Spanish. I am but a fool. That's why I use big words in my regular dialect. It's because I want to sound like I know more words than I actually do. It's all a lie. I'm a big fraud. I know nothing. Oh, God. Japanese is hard because of the 1,000 kanji that have multiple meanings and be combined for different meanings. Yeah. I imagine that is the case. I imagine it's not so, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like, cut and dry. It's not so, binary, black and white kind of thing. It's a language that's, like, very interpretive, maybe the word I'm looking for. It's very much like, if you just start out learning it, it's very, it's not like you can just look at a symbol and be like, this is this, there, that's that, you know, kind of thing. So, it's difficult. Not like a lot of languages are like that necessarily, but I feel just, if you put, like, Japanese compared to just English, very basic English, yeah, English has some funky rules as far as, like, grammar goes and stuff, for sure. But I think it attempts to be basic in what, like, one symbol means, right? I don't know, someday. Or I just say screw it and I learn, like, something weird like German. See, that's the thing. Like, learning German would be cool, fine, but it's not practical. So I could see myself, like, attempting to start German, and then it's like, well, what was the point of that? It's not like I'm watching German television or anything, you know? It's not like I'm do anything with my German. It would be like a party trick. And be like, hey, I know what this word is in German. And they'd be like, all right, get away from me, weirdo. And I'd be like, all right, well, that was fun while it lasted. Oof, I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna try. I already sound like an idiot most of the time. I always feel like I sound like an idiot when I'm playing, like, my JRPGs or whatever. We got, like, very Japanese sounding names, and I try to sound them out as best I can and not give them, like, such an Americanized sounding thing. And they probably are just still really bad. Probably not good at all. Yeah, can you imagine me going to a party and being like, hey, I know how you say party is in German. And then this random stranger just looks at me strange and it's like, do I know you? I'm like, no. They're like, all right, get away. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna leave. That was a fun party, guys. I'm heading out. It's like, it just started. It's like, I gotta go. I'm sad. I have a question. What does the 0 degrees Fahrenheit represent? You mean in general? Oh shit. In general, what does 0 degrees Fahrenheit mean? Like, what is that weather? Or, because I was thrown off at first. I thought you meant somewhere on the screen there was a 0 degrees Fahrenheit. What does 0 degrees Fahrenheit represent? It's cold. 0 is very cold. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit is the freezing point of water. So if you want to think 32 degrees less than the freezing point of water. That's I am not a very good science person, so that is, like, the best explanation I can give you as to what 0 degrees Fahrenheit would represent. Is me just saying 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing point of water, and think 32 degrees below that. That's why Fahrenheit sucks. Hey, man, I remember that I led a small crusade. I remember being a dumber kid and being like, we should use metric. Why do we use the imperial system for, like, measuring stuff? And I gave up after a while because I was like, I started like just, just using metric stuff, and then no one else here uses it, so I couldn't really easily get away with trying to use the metric system. 0 is the freezing point of water in Celsius. Yes, that I knew. Yeah, logically that makes a lot more sense. I agree. Hey, I'm down with the meters and the centimeters and the kilometers. But no, we must use our feet and inches and our yards. Our yardsticks. Oh, fuck. Oh, the non-metric system, the imperial system is so stupid. I hate it. It's stupid. It's so dumb. Why did we do this? Where I live, it gets to negative 40 degrees Celsius. Holy shit. God, I'm saying you're way up there. That's too cold. Earlier in the stream, I was complaining about the always hot weather that I've got. And then immediately I'm like, oh, it's too cold. Yes, I agree. The American measuring system sucks. It's stupid. And don't even get me started on, like, cups and quarts and gallons. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid measuring system. Who would have thought 2 hours ago when I started the stream that we would be talking about the ways that the American measuring system has just let me down? I wouldn't have guessed. That's where the conversation would have gone. Cannot stand heat. Anything above 30 is like death. See, I generally am the type of person that I'm like, I'd rather be mega cold than hot and sweaty. So I think I'd get used to being cold. Although I was here in Texas earlier this year when we had the snowstorm here in Texas, where Texas was not prepared for it at all, and all the power went out, and I was like trying to sleep in like, 20-degree weather on my bed with no power and everything, and that kind of sucked. But that sucked for other reasons too, like not having power at all. Just kind of, that was like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so 12 degrees below the freezing point of water in my apartment. But 1 foot to 1 mile is some random number. Yes. I believe it's 5,000 something. See, that's how you know it's a fucky system. All I know is, I don't remember, it's like 5,382 feet, I think, is a mile. It's something funky like that. 1 meter to 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Yeah. Hey, you're preaching to the choir here. You're preaching to the choir that is trying to navigate rocks. I'm down with the metric system. It's just I can't use it as like a great system here because people are like, how much is that? And you're just like, well, cool. Guess I'll go back to my yardstick. Let's pull out the yardstick. How many yards is it? Stupid words. We also, let alone the actual system where it's like stupid numbers like 3 feet in a yard or whatever, but just the names, like inches, okay. Feet, like we just took the word feet to name a foot of something, okay. Yards, like a yard, like a backyard, we're using the, okay, a yard is 3 feet, okay. I guess that's what we're doing. Like whoever named the system, the different measurements, really stupid. Could have just made up another word, Just make another word up. It's not like there's a premium on words. Just make another name. Oh, it is Undertale music, yeah? Had a massive blizzard. It's like blizzard. Blizzard years ago. Doors were completely covered. Could walk up some buildings. Oh, Jesus. I would still argue, though, that you might have still been in a slightly better condition than we were here in Texas, because obviously, we weren't prepared clearly for it. I mean, many reasons. And we lost all our power because Texas refuses to be on the national power grid because they want to do their own power grid as a state, and it just failed. And yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get all into the political mess here, but man, fuck the people in power here in Texas. Man, fuck them. Fuck them so bad. People died because of bad situation that could have been prevented, and they haven't learned anything. Oh God, but that's the story of our life, isn't it? People died when they could have not have died, and we have not learned anything. That is the history of humankind wrapped up in one sentence. People died and they didn't have to. Could have been prevented. Yeah. Our places of living got a little bit of snow and we're like, oh, we're fucked. Shut down. And like the roads, no one could easily and safely like navigate roads either. So people couldn't even like really get out anywhere because cars were not equipped to really drive, and some people that did try driving distances got screwed. Terrible. This fucking rock, you can't walk through this. This sucks. This sucks. I'm just gonna put it out there. If I can complain about that one rock placement, let me. Please allow me to. It's not just, I'm not paying much attention, but there's been more rocks as we've gotten further, right? Like at the very beginning, it was like there was a rock thing, and then it was like, oh, now you can just run right for a while. But I think it's now purposely giving us more rock hallways as we progress. I live right in the middle of South America, so it's very, very cold here. It's never under 60 degrees. See, I want more. I want to move up north because I want I want varied weather. I want varied weather, or I just want it, cold more often. You can easily bundle up as a person to get yourself warmer, but if you're hot, you can only shed so many clothes to get cooler, Man, we're hearing some Sonic Adventure rapping. Don't call me Knuckles. I'll move up north someday. You consider that the winter up there is pitch black at 3 p.m. That sounds like it sucks. I agree. That's rough. See, but if I moved up north, I wouldn't go that far north like you. No offense to where you live. I'm thinking more like just a northern state. I would live in like Washington, Seattle, Portland, Oregon, where it just rains constantly. It's always cloudy. People have to get like lamps that improve their moods just because it's always dark. I'd do that. Some days ago, I went to 8 degrees Celsius. About 48 Fahrenheit. But it was coldest it ever got. Oof. And in the summer, the sun stays up too long. Yeah, that's too drastic. That's too much. You know what? Just put me in the exact, wherever, I don't know where it lands, but put me exactly in the middle of a hemisphere. Or not in a hemisphere, but a quarter of the hemisphere, you know? So I can just get as neutral of weather as possible. Knowing my luck, that would be like in like a really terrible flyover state. That'd be like some shitty like South Dakota in the middle of nowhere in the country, where there'd be nothing. Just me and corn or something. Be Nebraska. Just me and corn. Could you imagine? It'd just be me, my video games, and corn. I'd have a little cornfield, maybe. Sustain myself on just a corn diet. Me and my corn wife. Me and my corn life. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, God. It's the hallway. It's making me loopy. I'll probably go like another 10 minutes, and then I gotta get up and get some water, restock, and maybe go to the restroom. So we'll give everyone a bathroom break needed in about 10 minutes. That's all a man needs. Hey man, go back in time. What does a man need to live? Corn. Okay, corn wife. What the hell does that mean? Corn F-150. Oh God. Yep. I was gonna say, like, at some point in my life, I wonder if I would just consider just moving to some middle of nowhere place, but I know myself way too much. I can't do that. I can't just live in a forest. As much as I could joke about, like, oh, I'm just gonna go middle of forest with no internet access or electricity, like, I know myself. I love that stuff too much. I'm way too plugged in as a person on the internet or into world news, and I care too much about what's happening around me. Like, I just can't do that. I can't do it. So whenever I do move, it can't just be like a, I'm too into modern advances. Corn up, no. No! I went to Argentina once to see snow. It's canceled because I'm stuck in the worst city in the world. Oh, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Montevideo, Uruguay. It's like, oh God, in one of my Spanish classes, probably in middle school, I had to like memorize like South American countries and their capitals. There was like a song to sing to it. But yeah, it's very ironic. You went to go see the snow, and because of said snow, you got stuck. Isn't it ironic? I wonder if when we get close to the ending, it'll give me like a sign that's like, you are about 5 minutes away. Just so I can like mentally prepare myself for whatever's at the end here. And I can like turn the music off. Gray people. Ah, shit. Glack. People of Buenos Aires getting some stray bullets here on chat. walk the last fourth of the way. Ugh. I maybe would take that over navigating rocks. In the middle of the city. uh. So you traveled just to see snow, though? Like, is that the only reason you traveled? Like, maybe you deserve the punishment because you were attempting just to see snow. It's Mother Nature punishing you. I guess. The funny part about going through this corridor thing is, like, whenever we hit the end, like, you see whatever's at the end of this, I still haven't technically finished the game. I still have to do another stream of this at some point to actually, I guess, see the ending. So I gotta, like, do that sometime this coming up week, but... Or maybe I'd do it on the weekend. I could probably see myself finishing this on the weekend. Snow blindness? Oh, God. Is that just, like, light reflecting off the white snow? Destroying your eyeballs? Oh, God, it's a stupid rock where you can't fit through the bottom thing again. Oh, how much I hate it. Oh, how much it sucks. Just make a noise. Food was good? Oh, well, it might have been worth it. God, some of the rocks you, like, bounce off of the hitbox of them and, like, will auto adjust, and then some doesn't. You're just like, well, shit. Make sure I was really sensitive to light. I want to see for a couple days. Oh, God. It sounds horrible. But that's the thing. If I lived up there, I just would never leave my house. I would really just embrace, fully lean into the, just the hermit lifestyle. I just had a bad thought. I just thought, what if there is actually no ending to the corridor thing? And the one thing I saw online that said, like, oh, it's like 3 or 4 hours, it's like was a lie. If we get to, like, the 4-hour mark, or if we got to, like, the 4-hour 30 mark, 4-hour 30-minute mark, that's what I meant to say, and we haven't reached the end, I'm gonna consider I'm gonna consider finding that person who wrote that thing that I found a week ago online and pay them a visit or something. There are speedruns. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we kind of debunked that. Never mind. Crisis averted. What if it's just a long con to, like, get me to do this? Could you imagine how fucking mad I would go if, like, it's like we're, like, let's say 5 hours in and we still haven't finished it. And it's like, and all you guys have to keep doing is, but they're speed runs. Someone's done it. It's like, oh, God. Just doing it throughout the night. Just like that one person. And then you're going to reveal yourself to be the person who told me Control R on getting over it. And you're like, I changed my name, and this has been a long time coming. I've come to exact more punishment to you. the perfect crime. Something way more involved than just hitting Control R. But getting me to just waste my weekend. Do I remember the Hollow Knight's Path of Pain? Yeah, that's... I considered when we were doing Hollow Knight, that was something, when you were explaining Path of Pain, I was like, I could try this. And I felt somewhat good about my platforming skills in Hollow Knight. I just didn't... Like, I'm willing to do stupid stuff that takes time, like this. But there's some stuff that takes time where I'm just like, is that really worth it? I don't know. And then there's a boss at the end. Oh, jeez. Less time than this? See, but this, I barely have to use any brain power, you know? There's like a nice exchange. I'll waste a bit more time if I don't have to really think. I can just... Oh, if you don't die, Dan. I see what you're saying. Oh, another classic Zelda tune. It is the Song of Storms. That is obviously not the original Song of Storms, but a lo-fi remix to the Song of Storms. Okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be gone for like 4 minutes. You know your Zeldas. Good job. I'll be back in like 4 minutes. Put up a little BRB screen. I'll be right back. Where is it? Let's do this. Be right back. What is this? If I stop for more than 2 minutes, the hallway resets. Fuck out of here. Stop. Stop with that. Oh, God. Don't do that. Don't say that. Do you know how hard I would just exit stream if that did happen? I'd be so pissed. No lie. I would like I would I'd probably take a week off from streaming. I probably wouldn't even play a video game for a full week. You wouldn't hear... Yeah, I'd probably stay offline. You wouldn't even hear me on Twitter or anything. I would just be non-existent for a week. I would just fuck off into oblivion. A game. Could you imagine a game doing that to someone? Something so upsetting where you're just like, well, I'm going to be... You will not hear from me for a full week. We've almost hit the... Not almost. We have a little bit more, but like I said earlier, the music I'm pulling only lasts for about 3 hours, so we'll have to queue up a new thing after this. You can see it happening, yeah, especially for me. I keep all the rage that I have as a person pretty deep, buried deep inside of me. But it would just be so much to overcome. I'm digging this remix of Kefka's theme from Final Fantasy. This is good. This is good stuff. Oh, for some reason I thought the rocks were done. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I thought, oh, maybe they're throwing us a bone and maybe we've left the rock area maybe. I recognize this song. It was not that long ago. Played and finished Celeste. What is that meme? I don't know. It's like... Character from Among Us is in trouble and needs your help. Quick! All you need to do is give us your credit card number and the 3 numbers on the back, security code on the back. I don't know, some fucking meme. I think the last one I watched of that was the guy being like, some character from Danganronpa needs your help. Alright, but I won't say it out loud. I'll just type it in chat. Actually, I'm too lazy to stop inputting things and putting the right button in here. Oh, man, it's fall. Social security number is 555555555. It always kill me. There's that news story about the guy who had the company that's like protects your social security number and all your stuff, and the way he advertised it. Is he's like, I'm so I know my company is so good at protecting social security numbers and like my identity and everything that I put my social security number on a moving truck or something and just drove it downtown. And then like immediately the company like it didn't work and someone like stole his identity and like he got fucked over. It's like a very funny story. Like the company itself is like a thing that protects protects your identity, even if someone was to get a hold of your social security number. And so as an advertisement, he put his social security number on a truck, and the company failed to protect his identity. So kind of failed there. But that's also like the sad story you hear about the guy who invented the segways and how he died by like driving a Segway over a mountain top or something. And you're just like, well, that sucks. If it had worked. Yeah, that's the pivotal part to that. Even more ironic than the you getting stuck in the snowstorm, basically. But how would the company have protected his social security number? I see, and here's my part. I don't know. I don't even know if someone was to tell me their social security number. I don't even know what the first thing I'm supposed to do with it is. If I'm being 100% honest, someone could tell me their social security number, I'd be like, okay, uh, what do I do with this? Do I open up like a credit card in with their number? Is that all I need? Like, I don't even know. I'm a bad criminal. If I had to be a criminal who stole identities, I'd be a bad one. So I don't actually know, but uh, I think it's just the company. I mean, you'd have to double check. I'm sure you could check online, but I think it was a company that's like, if your identity is stolen, like they're able to like do something or detect that it's been stolen or something. I don't know. I don't know the technicality of this story. I just know the very surface level stuff. If I knew someone's social security number, the worst I could probably do with it, without doing more research, is just like play mind games with the person and let them know that I know their social security number, but I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I would just try to like extort them somehow. Be like, I'm gonna do bad things with this if you don't give me some money. If you don't tell me the three numbers of the security code on the back of your credit card, I'm going to do some terrible thing with your social security number. Post on Reddit. Oh god. No, that's like the thing where like we're like somewhat like internet celebrity like people occasionally to like wreck like just wreak like a ton of shit, like post like another celebrity's like number, like phone number on like Twitter or something, so that the person then just would have to like change their number or just get millions of messages and phone calls. Some more relaxing Animal Crossing. I was like, what is that? Always have enough CB. Choose final word to say. Good job. Oh man, this track, obviously again, remix form of it, but just reminds me of staying up late in my bed doing night things in Animal Crossing Wild World on my DS. You never get notifications from my streams? Did you ring the bell or whatever the fuck? Do you have the notifications on? In general? What happens if you both buy it? You can't. When one person buys it, it locks it out for anyone else on the same stream. There is a system in place where once one person exchanges it for a stream until the next stream like starts back up. At least that's what it's supposed to do. I'm pretty sure it works. It locks out anyone else from redeeming it on that same stream. You're followed and have Twitch notifications on. What is the baby water? Oh. I guess you just have to find out. There's a little thing, but it's mostly just a points dump. If you just for some reason want to dump your points into a meaningless thing, is the point. I'm in the nearer future. I'm gonna relook at stuff I'm doing with my points and stuff and come up with some new stuff. I have some new ideas and stuff, so I'm gonna like refresh stuff at some point in the near future. So I don't know if that potentially changes anything you might want to do with your points, but yeah, spend 100,000 points and I will ship you a jar of dirty water. God. $100,000 points and I'll turn face cam on for 10 seconds. I'll just do like giant face cam. Saw my face in my old YouTube videos. Yeah, that's the thing. If anyone was ever like watching a stream of mine and really wanted to see my face, the opportunities are out there. I'm not one who doesn't put their face out online. Like, it's not too hard to find on a social media account or other random videos. A million points for IRL taxes stream. Me doing my taxes? You mean? You wanna see me hemming and hawing over our stupid tax forms here? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm not an adult enough to understand what these forms mean. And then I hover over the submit button and I'm afraid forever, and I'm afraid like the government is going to come and knock down my door because I input a number incorrectly or something. And I'll just get whisked away and put into jail. That'd be fun. No, you cannot pay me any amount of channel points to do your taxes. Never. We're about to reach the 3 hour mark. That's pretty good. I don't feel like dead inside yet, so that's basically all I can ask for. I don't want to get to the end of this and feel like dead inside. I've done things in games where I finish them and then I feel dead inside, so it's a bar that I would like to pass today. How much are toe picks? Obviously not for you. Oh no. I will say this. I know we were talking about it earlier, feet pics and stuff. My feet are not flattering. So, I mean, they're not horrible though. I will give me this. I don't think my feet are horrifying, but I also don't think they're like top tier, like people who are into feet, I don't think would be into my feet. My feet are serviceable, you know? I work with money and math and stuff. I should have, you know, it doesn't mean I like doing it necessarily. Plus, taxes are stupid. Taxes is like an archaic, like, system with weird rules and start and only feet. Oh, God. People like to be horrified, I guess. I really feel like I just spaced out there for like 10 seconds. I was thinking about food again. Terrible. I'm thinking about what I'm doing for eating after this. After I get to the end of this corridor, first thing I'm going to do is food. Wait, what have you done? Did I miss something? Am I not part of this conversation? Ah, but when have you not done the funny? That's drive a hard bargain. But that statement says, you know, only cool kids. But that's saying that I'm not cool. When we all know I am very cool. I am the coolest of cool. Don't even kid yourself. You know that's true. Do a Texan accent. I feel like I can't do like a normal like Texan accent. I have a slight southern like draw to like my certain words I say, I guess. But I've also been told that I talk weird and different all the time, like not a stereotypical Southern accent. So I think it's mostly because my parents are like Northern, from like up north. So obviously I'm like being raised. You want me to just do a stereotypical like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob accent? do what? Flawless Italian accent. Meatballs. Parmesan. Gabagool. Did that work? I can't do backflips. Severely overestimating my ability there. God, there's a stupid rock again. Fucking hell. I'm not a dog. I'm not a performing monkey for you guys. Only slightly, not in the physical sense. Howdy, partner. Y'all. I don't say y'all. I actually detest the word y'all. Y apostrophe A all or ALL. Can't even spell it right. I just don't say that. But obviously that's a very Texan word to say, I guess. But I don't think you could probably go through every archived stream until just now this moment, or if it was ever like in a dialogue box in like a video game. I just don't say that. I just don't like that word. It sounds bad to my ears. I just don't like it. I have an irrational hate for the word. Sounds like a ploy to watch the past streams. Yeah, go start from the very beginning, the very scuffed streams. Oh. What is this? Oh god, wait, what's going on? What's happening? What the hell? And a Chivo popped up and then I got scared. What is this? This is a good place to rest. Do you want to stop killing? The world will be as it is until you come back. What? Huh? What? Under 3 hours. That came suddenly. Thank you for playing. Please write to us and tell us how our game made me feel. Our email is in the store page. What? What happened? Should I have picked no? Should I have picked no to end the killing? Okay. Yeah, seriously, what the fuck? Well, I mean, I guess that's some sort of ending. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's saved. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Dude, we were literally just talking about this. And this was part of what I was mentioning about with the Undertale and everything. Where it put an end to the game. And it was saying like, oh, you want to end the killing? Okay. There you go. The game is over. But because I came back to the game, and that looked weird because the save spot had a ton of time added to it. So now I'm back in the game. The game gave me a choice to end the game, and I'm back now into it. I saw the save slot and see that save the time, and now I'm back in here. The game was giving me a way out to end the killing. I asked for a way to end the killing, and it said, all right, you're done until you come back. And now I'm back. Damn. Well, yeah, that was something. I don't know how to feel. Oh, it's literally God. Oh God, it's such a parallel to actual Undertale. Well, I mean, cool, super cool. Oh, I feel like shit right now. Basically, where is... I ruined it. Here, let me try this. Can I go to... And then watch this. If I go here. Basically. Was it worth it? You know what? That's hard to answer. I'm gonna say it wasn't that bad. That ended up being less than 3 hours. I was expecting, you know, another hour. And it's interesting. It wasn't like I got to the end and then it was just signpost saying, congratulations, you came all this way, and there was nothing. It's actually an interesting ending, right? It is technically an ending. And it made you think a little. A bit. Where it's like, oh, you want an ending to you want to stop the you killing things? And you just want to end the game? Alright, here's an option. Here's the credits. And then it spits you out. And then it's not until you go back into the game, you reload the save where you notice that it's saved right there. And then you come back together. But yeah, well, I mean... Yeah, I mean... I thought it would go another hour, but I do need to do, like, other stuff tonight. So I will end the stream here. I'm gonna chill for the rest of my Sunday. I'm gonna eat as well, as I've mentioned. But yeah, I don't consider my trip with this game nearly done. I will probably next weekend is when we'll do the finale to this. So either Saturday or Sunday, we'll hit up, and I don't think there's gonna be that much left to this game, honestly. I just gotta kind of do a couple things, I think. But also I don't know. I don't know anything. Oh, wow. Oh, there was a flash of me on the screen. I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, like a ghost. Like a fucking ghost. I just appeared on the screen. That was scary. Oh my god, that was bizarre. Holy shit. Oh my god. I clicked the wrong thing. And then I popped for a second. There's a new game plus. Oh, okay. Well... We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. We'll see what's presented. I don't know anything. That was really scary how my image just appeared on screen for like 2 seconds. What was very interesting, the ending there or me popping up on the screen? Yeah, we'll hit up the finale this weekend, next weekend. I envision this coming up weeknight streams. It's just going to probably be me playing a bunch of God of War. So if that's not your jam, then that's obviously understandable. I just need to finish that game before Neo: The World Ends With You comes out next week. So that's why I'm pretty much just going to be pushing for trying to finish God of War this coming up week. So God of War streams, and then finale to this maybe this weekend, probably someday. Oh, nice vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. If it was worth it for me, I hope it was worth it for you. And interesting. And yeah, I'll let you guys go. I'll also be parting ways. Like I said, enjoying the enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you another time, maybe.